Alright YouTube, it is like day 6, day 5, something like that. We are going to go ahead and install our new JXB or JBX extended slave cylinder underneath the car. What I'm going to go ahead and do is leave this cap on, and it'll kind of make it so the system is, I guess, less willing to release the fluid out, and then I'm going to use a vacuum cap on the clutch line underneath the car once I separate it from the OEM slave cylinder, and we'll hope the new slave cylinder goes on, bleeds fairly easily, and then we are able to get the car started. So the tools that you will need: flathead screwdriver, you will need a ratchet and a 10mm triple square. So coming underneath the car, one thing I did notice is the bell housing actually has some oil on it, and it is also missing the cover for the transmission, like that little window. It's like a plastic cover that would go there to keep stuff out of where the clutch sits. So I'm thinking rear main seal probably will need to get replaced at some point soon. Anyway, the slave cylinder is right there. As you can see, I already put the socket on it. So that is the one bolt, I guess, that you need to remove. And then on the top of it, the metal clutch line is there. You will use a flathead screwdriver to kind of pry up on the retaining clip and pull it back, and then you can remove the clutch line. You will also need like a vacuum cap or something to make sure that not that much fluid comes out. So we're going to go ahead and pull that bolt out, and then I'll go ahead and pull the line off and cap it, and then we'll pull the old slave cylinder out. So that comes out easy enough. It was basically just crack it loose, and then it's hand tight from the rest on there. So you will use your flathead screwdriver, just that metal retaining clip right where my finger is kind of lighting up there. There's a metal clip. Just pry back on it however you need to do that, and then it will release the line, this metal line here. We'll go ahead and get that loose and cap it off. I leaked a bunch of fluid, guys. Bunch of fluid came out of that thing. We've got it capped. I don't think it's capped the best it could be, but it's capped off. Made a mess, and we'll go over here and pull the old one out. So basically work it sideways so it's not on its lip, and then you can pull it out like so. So there is the old one out of the car. As you can see, the other one's probably about a 1/4 inch. It's probably about a 1/2 inch when it's all said and done, about a 1/2 inch longer. And yeah, they say it's like a OEM part, just modified to have a larger reach. So yeah, cool. Throw it in. So I went ahead and filled up the reservoir with brake fluid. Took the lid off, obviously, and then we are going to be using this vacuum pump, and I'm going to pump it up as much as I can. We'll crack the bleed screw open, reseal it, pump it up, bleed it, and just kind of do that back and forth until we pull enough fluid through it that I am satisfied with that. Then we can go ahead and actually step on the clutch pedal just to see how it feels, displace the fluid a little bit, and then redo this again just to make sure we get all of the air bubbles through the system and out of the lines. Alright guys, so I got the new slave cylinder put in the car. I have my battery tester hooked up to the car as well. It says the voltage is low. It's been charging for probably like 20 hours now. It's disconnected now, but probably like 20 hours at 10 amps. And it's still only reading 12.2 volts. And the battery's been dead for probably like 2 years, the guy said. It's just been sitting. So definitely got to get a new battery. So everything turns on. Clutch pedal feels good. So I was hopeful that the new slave cylinder would do it. It might be a starter issue. I might just have to replace that. So we can go ahead and key the car on with the clutch in. It no longer says push clutch to start engine, but all I hear is like, it sounds like a brushless fuel pump or something in the back. That's all I hear. It just like primes the pump each time. So still just prime the pump every time we push the ignition. So it's definitely reading that the clutch is pushed in, because it's not giving that message, and it's not turning off the car and releasing the key. So it knows that we want to start the car, but it's not starting the car. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more reading on how to remove the engine bracket on that side, as well as the cat, and maybe even the downpipe, to get at the starter, because it's kind of buried in there. You can see one bolt, but the other bolt is definitely hidden, and then if you do get those out, you're stuck. You can't get the starter out without having the engine bracket off. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do some research and be back at it again another day, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so yeah, we're just gonna keep going, and this is all gonna be one big video for you guys.